Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here for this Brave Thinking Masterclass. My name is Dawn Huffy, and I am a life coach, and I was trained through the Brave Thinking Institute, thus the name Brave Thinking Masterclass, because we dream and we build. We're dream builders. We don't just sit around and dream and entertain ourselves. No, we take action and we're dream builders. It all goes together with the Brave Thinking Institute. They are very clever with their wording of how they promote their programs and such. Okay, so you made the decision to be here today, and it's my intention that you leave here today knowing 3 tools that can help you achieve your goals and dreams even faster than you ever imagined. I am also going to share with you 3 principles that will get you started on your dream building. There are actually 10 principles, and I'm sharing portions of 3 of them. So, of course, if you enroll in the Dream Builder program, we'll go into the 3 that I'm sharing with you much deeper, and you'll have, lots more information about that. So, I really do want you to have more clarity on your dreams, and it's beneficial to have a roadmap, and that's what I'm here to provide, a roadmap so you can achieve your goals and dreams faster than you ever imagined. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to share my screen. And let's see, share. There we go. All right. So the name of this PowerPoint is the power of vision, 3 keys to mastering results. I'm going to give you three keys and 3 tools. Now, to get started, I want to share a story with you that will help us to take the first step. And Mother Mouse was leading her 3 children through a house when all of a sudden they came around a corner and saw a cat. The cat was about to attack, and the Mother Mouse said in a very loud voice, "Ruff, ruff, ruff," and the cat ran away. The Mother Mouse turned to her babies and said, "That is the power of learning more than one language." Why this story matters to you is because we are going to be looking at another language, and that is the language of success. Our words are so powerful, and we really just need the information and knowledge of how to word our sentences and our questions to lead us to success. There is a pattern, a system, a way of doing things that creates the results you want. And once you consciously understand what that language is, then you can apply it to any area of your life that you want to improve. That's basically what the Dream Builder program is all about, leading you to success. Do you have a goal or a dream or some area of your life that you'd like to improve? Most of us can say yes, things could be better in this area. And I'm sure in the past you have had many successes, so this is just evidence that you are able to achieve the things that you dream of or that you have goals for. You are capable of so much. And the thing I've learned through the Brave Thinking Institute is that we are really capable of far more than we know. Yes. But the Dream Builder program is going to help you tap into all of that capability because life is not done with you yet. No, it's not. So, my intention today is to give you 3 tools to help you achieve your goals, to gain greater clarity on your goals and dreams, and to feel more confident in your ability. What challenge is going on in your life right now? Just take a moment to think about that. Oftentimes, the challenges that we're facing lead us to get out of those challenges and to move into somewhere different, into some place different. Think about your life right now. Is there somewhere in your health that is discouraging and detrimental to you? How about your relationships? Is it your time and money freedom? Is it in your vocation? So just keep that in mind because we're going to delve into that a little bit more in a few minutes. We have two signals that we really want to pay attention to because they're telling us it's time for more growth. We as human beings were designed to grow and improve and better ourselves. And so noticing these two signals is really important. So the first signal is longing. Some people just get caught up in the long, oh, I wish I could have that. And I don't know why I can't have that. And I really want that. And they're more in the victim-y thing, but we want to recognize, like right where I am at right now, my longing is to be in the same city as my two children are. And so I'm not saying, oh, I want to do it. No, I'm longing for it and I'm going after it. And so it's a signal, it's time to move. And that's the attitude we want to have with the longing. The other is discontent. Maybe you're discontent with your job. Maybe you're not heard, maybe you're not valued, and you put up with it as long as you possibly can. You're very discontent, and it's time to make a change. Time to find people who do respect you and value you to work with. Yes. So the feeling of longing for something we haven't yet created and the feeling of discontentment with current circumstances are the feelings that spark us to grow. Now, we can get out of the longing and discontent in two ways. You can be pushed by the pain. You can just stay in the situation longer and longer, and the pain just keeps increasing. Or you can use the dream builder way, and that is to be pulled out of all that longing discontent by a vision. For me, I'm visioning this house that I want to have in this town where my kids live. And so I'm being pulled by that vision of having, and I'm not going to settle for anything. I'm going to have a house that has what I have here and more. I'm not giving up what I have for something less. No, I'm not. I'm going to have a beautiful house. Okay. So the pain of a problem and the burning desire for something new are essential for creating new results. I want to share a time in my life where pain pushed me to make a change. I knew I needed to make a change. There's a lot of painful stuff going on in my job, and I just kept tolerating it until one day. So as some of you might know, in the fall of 2020, I was feeling so frustrated at all the restrictions and requirements at my job in the private school where I work. We all remember the disgusting fiasco that was going on in 2020 and all the things that they were making us do with masks and shields. And they wanted me to take every temperature, every kid's temperature every morning. And that would have been, I don't know, 100 some kids. No, I trust parents to send their kids when they're healthy and keep them home when they're sick. It's like not doing any of what you're requiring. I'm not doing it. And so I wasn't going to comply. I have learned that if I comply with things that people want me to do, that I don't want to do, it ends up in a disaster. It absolutely doesn't work. And so this time I stood my ground, and on the final day of in-service, when all the new restrictions were delivered, I made a decision to quit that job. I didn't give a notice. I worked out the end of the day till the end of the day because we were getting ready for the kids to come the next day. And so I didn't have to do any of the restrictions that day, but there was no way I was going to do them the next day. Wow, that was not convenient and it wasn't comfortable. The moral of the story is I waited till the pain got majorly intense and I had to do something for myself. Within a month of leaving that job, I discovered a life coach named Mary Morrissey. She sent me an email. It just landed in my inbox. I'm not sure how. I think it was God designed. And she was offering an 8-week program. And I thought, well, it's a program on abundance. And if there's ever a time where I need abundance, it's now because I don't have a job. Yeah, so I took the 8-week program and I started learning concepts and information that I knew was really good for me and important for me. Yes, important for me to know. I was in the process of changing a lot of programming. And so when Mary offered her life coaching program during this 8 weeks, I actually enrolled in that. I had wanted to be a coach for several years, and here was my chance. So I took that leap and became a coach. I became a consultant. And the year after that, I trained for the compassion key technique. So all of that is rolled into my life coaching. So I actually kind of got to my dream by default. It was quitting the job led me to Mary Morrissey, led me to the coaching that I had been desiring for quite a few years. So it was running in the background, that desire, and it came to fruition. So yeah, here I am. I am a coach now. I want to give you a little bit of an overview of the Dream Builder program. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 10 principles that will help you skyrocket your success, and you'll learn how to apply them in your life. Application is so important because we can have the knowledge, but if you can't experience the knowledge, then what good is it? Here's my promise to you today. I will give you the best I can in the time that we have together. And at the end of this presentation, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. And I have a special gift that I'm going to give you at the end of the presentation, and I think you'll love it. We are constantly creating results, or we could say we are constantly creating experiences. And I want to share something with you called the results formula. We create results in 2 different ways, by default or by design. Now, default is when we are absolutely just running on old patterns. Some of the patterns might be good. Maybe we have a generosity pattern, which is beautiful. And we also may have a lot of other patterns that are running, like abandonment patterns and not good enough patterns. I can't do stuff right patterns. And so we're living our life on these detrimental default patterns. In the Brave Thinking Institute, we design our life. We vision it out and we take the steps to get to that vision. We take the action steps. So these are the 2 ways that we create results. Let's learn to expand your awareness for success in the areas of life that matter to you. There are 4 major domains of life, and they are health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. Everybody has results in each of these areas right now. The results that you are getting in your life in these areas are a perfect reflection of your awareness in these areas. You may be aware of a lack mindset in your money area. You can't seem to get out of the debt and the not enough money to pay the bills and all of that because you don't have the awareness of the pattern that's running in the back that was programmed into so many of us in this money area. So my goal is to increase your awareness and to discover patterns and then dissolve them and create new patterns, better patterns. I want to talk to you about the results formula. We think thoughts all day long. We can't stop ourselves from thinking thoughts. It's just the way we're designed. And so when we think thoughts, they cause us to feel certain feelings. Those feelings propel us a lot of times to take actions, and then our actions give us our results. I want to give you an example of how we can run through this whole formula. So just play along with me and think the thought, oh, I've lost my wallet. What feelings come from that thought? Panic, fear, worry, fretting. And then what actions might you take? You might be racing around the house looking frantically everywhere for your wallet. And your results, you just become exhausted, mad at yourself. And so that's that whole scenario. Now, think the thought, oh, that's right, I left my wallet in my coat pocket. What are you feeling now? Relieved, thankful, grateful? What actions might you take? You might say a prayer to God. Thank you for reminding me that it was in my coat pocket. And your results, you have like a peaceful, joyful day. So those are two examples of how the results formula can give you your, explain your experiences. So thoughts are in charge of our results, and our results never lie. Now, through the course of the past several years of doing all of these trainings, I look at my life completely differently. If someone says something mean and rude to me, I don't get all mad at them and say, what's wrong with them? And criticize them. I look at my results, which is someone's criticizing me, and I say to myself, okay, what inside of me is attracting someone to be mean to me? And then I go clear it up. It's generally an old wound that is stuck inside of me that feels bad about myself. So what am I attracting? I'm vibrating out, that I don't feel good about myself because, when I was 5, somebody did something bad to me. And so I'm vibrating out those stored up emotions, those trapped emotions. And like the the law of attraction is always operating. And so this feeling of not feeling good enough is attracting a situation. So I look at my whole life differently now. This is evidence to me, it's results to me. And I think, okay, how can I clear this up? Because I don't want to be attracting mean people anymore. No, I don't want any more trauma. So life is so much better when you take responsibility for your experiences. Whole new way of looking at life. Yes. Some people resist this concept. They just think, why would I ever want to be treated so meanly? Well, you don't really, but deep down inside, those feelings are running the show. And so that's why it's important to clear up those feelings. And the compassion key technique is just so beautifully designed to take care of those trapped trauma. events and all of the emotions that surround those events. Now, the other thing is that we can change our thinking. We can change the thoughts that we think. If we notice that we're saying to ourselves, oh, that was the stupidest thing you ever did. Why did you do? Stop yourself and change your thoughts and just say to yourself, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. The next time I'm going to, do better. Be gentle with yourself so we can change our thinking. If you want to create new results in your life, then you must begin by learning and adopting new tools because you want to get something different. This is brave thinking tool number 1. And it is to notice what you're noticing. So right now, just notice your breath. Oh, that felt good. Take that breath. I calmed down a little bit. Now, I especially want you to notice what you're thinking. What thoughts are flying through your mind right now? We really want you to use brave thinking tool number 1. Notice what you're noticing in our minds. This is going to be a key factor in change. And notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're thinking. So that's brave thinking tool number 1. We're going to use that tool in a life assessment. So you're going to need paper and something to write with. You might be a person who doesn't know what your dream is. You just know there's something more out there for you. Maybe you have lots of dreams and you don't know whether to choose one or create them all at once. Every one of us has a dream inside of us somewhere. Okay, so we're going to start with our health and well-being. I'm going to go through each of the 4 areas. So you might be a person who feels stuck in your ability to transform your health. Maybe you have relatively good health, not a lot of symptoms, but you know that there is more vibrancy and aliveness you could feel. You remember those vibrant days and you want them back. So we are going to take 1 minute and I would like you to write down 1 or 2 things that you're noticing about your health and well-being area. Ready? Go ahead and write. That's my brain. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. Next, I want to invite you to write down a number between 1 and 5. 1 means your health is really compromised. You're not doing well at all. And 5 means you're really thriving and doing so very well. So go ahead and write down a number between 1 and 5. Okay, moving on to love and relationships. You might be a person who longs to have a beautiful, deep, fun, passionate relationship with a loving and caring partner. Or maybe you would love to deepen, expand, and just have more fun with the relationship that you're already in. I'm going to ask you to narrow down to 1 relationship. Maybe it's with a spouse, could be a parent, a child, a sibling, a friend. Choose 1 relationship and write down one or two things that you're noticing about that relationship. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. And now give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 5 of where you believe you're at with this relationship. Great. We are now going on to vocation or how you express yourself in the world. For me, that would be the life coaching. You might be a person who feels stuck in a job you don't like. Or maybe you like your work, but you work too many hours and you want more time freedom. Hmm. Go ahead and take 1 minute and write down one or two things you're noticing about this area. And I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to be in the same room, but I got to go get something. So go ahead and write. There are 15 seconds left. Okay, time is up. And now just give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 5 of where you're at. Excellent. And on to our last area, which is time and money freedom. You might be a person who feels out of balance, like you have more time than money or more money than time, and you'd love to feel more in harmony. Mhm. Take 1 minute and write down one or two things you're noticing in your money area. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. Okay. And now, lastly, just give yourself a rating in this area. All right. Good job. I really want to commend you for doing this. Oftentimes, when we have things that aren't going right in our lives, we want to just set it off to the side and not look at it. And I'm asking you today to bring these things out and examine them. So, thank you for doing that. Oh, we're going to use this eventually if you work with me. And so even today, we're going to use it because we're going to narrow in and do some visioning today. But first, let's get to the first key, which is designing your dream. Before we get into the information from the Breathe Thinking Institute, I want to share some quotes with you. The Dalai Lama said, in order to carry a positive action, we develop here a positive vision. So get your vision in order first, then you know which action steps to take. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18, it says, where there is no vision, people perish. We were designed to grow. Remember, I said that earlier. And if we don't vision out and if we don't look for something new and better and bigger, we wither, we perish. Not good. People become stagnant and boring. I've been around those people. They're so frustrating. I want to be around people who grow. Yeah. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going, by Earl Nightingale. C.S. Lewis said, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Harriet Tubman said, every great dream begins with the dreamer. And the last quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And we really must believe that it's possible to have our dream. Now, clarity is going to help this dream manifest quicker. And so we are going to tap into the power of clarity. Without a clearly defined blueprint, you cannot build your dream. Just like you need a blueprint for your house. The builders can't come in and just build it without a blueprint. The same is true for your dream. When you become clear in what it is you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities, circumstances, and resources that you would have otherwise missed. Remember earlier I talked about increasing your awareness? Just by visioning out and doing something different, you're going to start noticing more opportunities, circumstances, and resources. Yes, you are. Because when you do something different, you get something different. So let's design the blueprint for your dream and make it crystal clear. Consider the 4 domains of your life: health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. For our purposes today, choose one area that you would love to improve the most. Just choose the one that's intuitively coming up to you in your mind right now. We are going to unlock your imagination with a simple question. The quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. So we want to be sure that we're asking proper, beneficial questions. And this leads us to brave thinking tool number 2, which is, what would I love? If you were like me and you were in a horrible people-pleasing pattern, you would never even have this question enter your mind. You would always be thinking, oh, I wonder what my mom wants me to do. I wonder what my sister thinks I should do. That person wants me to do that, so I better do it. I married my first husband because he wanted me to marry him. I didn't want to marry him, but I wasn't strong enough to stand for myself. I did what he wanted me to do. Of course, it ended in divorce. I didn't love him. I didn't like him in a lot of ways. I had fun with him, but yeah, there's certain things I didn't really like about him. And when we got married, it got horribly worse. So learning these tools is really helpful to pop you out of your default patterns, because a lot of those default patterns are not good for us. So I'm going to ask you to imagine like you did when you were a child, when nothing was impossible and no dream was out of reach. So notice this question, what would I love? And we don't want to go into what do I think I can do, or what does my current situation say that I can do? You might be thinking, oh, I need a new car, I want a new car, but I don't. Okay, in the current situation, the current circumstances are saying, I only have $2,000 in my savings. I can't get a decent car for that. And so you just give up on your dream. We're saying, vision out your dream, you want a new car, and then you take action steps to get to the new car, whatever that might be. You go looking for cars, you drive cars that you like. And as you take your action steps, remember opportunities start showing up because you're in a different place. You're not sitting at home thinking, I can't have it. No, you're out taking action steps to get it. All right. And of course, we're not asking what other people think we should do. No, we're not. We're done with that. I'm done with that. I also want to caution you about starting your question with the word why or with the word when. Why brings us right into victimhood. Why isn't my dream coming true? Why isn't this happening yet? Hear the whining. Oh, it's horrible. When questions, when is this ever going to happen? It's kind of a angry whine. So we want to stay away from that. We want to focus on what would I love? What action step can I take to get me closer to my dream? Who do I know that has achieved this dream? And can they give me some input into how I can get to my dream? So we're going to use this question in our next exercise, and I'm going to take you through the time machine. Imagine you are getting into a time machine and traveling 3 years into the future, and 3 years from now, everything you wanted completely worked out. I want you to start your vision with this phrase. I am so happy and grateful now that. So just take a little bit of time here and write that out. Notice this is in present tense. Our vision is in present tense. These are key factors that you will learn here, and more factors if you continue to work with me. There's so many, they seem like small changes to a vision, but they're really, really important. And it is just helpful to get that dream coming quicker. In a moment, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down what you would love in this area of your life that you chose. Suspend any urge to figure out how this result is going to happen. We're not thinking about the how, we're just dreaming, we're just visioning. Let yourself have it. So simply ponder what it is that you would love as if someone gave you the power to create that thing that you love. Now, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out nice and slow through your mouth, like you're breathing through a straw. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. It slows down this nervous system, it calms it down, and it gets us into the creative side of our brain. So imagine that it is 3 years from now. It is 2028, and all challenges are solved. Consider what you would love for your life. What great things are occurring for you? If you could not fail, what experiences are you having? Who are you with? See it. How does it feel? Now open your eyes and take 2 minutes and write as much as you can, painting a beautiful picture of the life you are imagining. Ready, go. There are 15 seconds left. All right. At the end of this mini vision, please add this or something even better still. So go ahead and write that down. The reason that we add this at the end of our vision is because where we are right now, we may not see that there's a better vision down the road for us. Just as an example of this, when I quit my job at the school, I thought I'm going to have my own school. I love those kids and I'm a good teacher and I'm going to have my own school. So I really investigated it. I took the action steps. I looked for a space. I had my whole list of supplies and furniture that I was going to order. And then one day I thought, you know what? I don't really want a school. I recognized that it was part of the grieving process of the good parts of my job that I needed. And I let that go. And then Mary's email came in and the life coaching dropped right in. So, what you see today is a beautiful vision, but there might be something even better still down the road for you. Okay, so we want to leave this document open, it's changeable, it's not set in stone. No, it's something that we can modify and change. So we are on our way. This is the beginning of designing a life that you would love. And I know you might not know how this dream is going to happen. And that's okay for now. Great dream builders are willing to suspend the need to know the how at the beginning of this process. So we'll check this one on and we will go to key number 2, which is deciding for your dream. Best-selling author and life coach Bob Proctor said this: there is a simple mental move you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. Excuse me. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation you will ever encounter. And it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this mental activity, and it is called decision. I took a class years ago, and it was called the Avatar class. And we had, I think it was 9 statements that we were working with, and then we would clear up all of the beliefs or emotions that were contradictory to the statements. And one of the statements was, I decide. So powerful. If you can grab onto that statement, I decide. It's very empowering. You must make a firm decision for what it is you want before you will bring your dream into reality. Eleanor Roosevelt talked about that. We got to believe in our dreams and we got to decide for our dreams. Maybe she didn't talk about deciding, but she talked about believing. But we got to do both. Okay? We got to know that we're going after this dream. I'm doing this thing. Are challenges going to come up? Yes, they are. But we're going to keep plowing through. We're going to move through the challenges. We're going to handle the challenges. We're not going to go into defeat. We're going to just say things like, my God and I can handle anything. We're going to change our thoughts. We're going to notice the bad ones and put in new ones. Deciding for new results is an action step we can take to get us out of our old results. Yes. I have a story for you about Judy. And Judy enrolled in the Dream Builder program and she got amazing results. So I want to share her story with you. Judy did not have much education. She worked in a fast food restaurant during the day and did alterations as a seamstress at night. She lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment with her 2 children. Her dream was to have a home for her family. Judy came across a program much like the one that I am talking about today. She decided that if she was ever going to change her life, that she needed support. So she took a huge leap and made a decision for her dream and enrolled in the Dream Builder program. This was a tough thing to do, but she got up her courage and made a decision to change her life. She told her coach that her dream was to own her own home, but that she only had $500 a month for rent or for a payment. She believed there was no way she could ever buy or even rent a house for $500 a month. Her coach asked her to describe the house that she dreamed of. She kind of sidestepped Judy's firm, solid belief about this $500 cap. And when Judy pondered what her house would look like, she had difficulty visioning it out. But eventually, she did come up with a very detailed description of her dream house. She continually reverted to, oh, I can't ever have it, all that old thinking. But her coach just sidestepped it and kept moving her forward. And she said to Judy, now that you have a mental picture of the house, go out and look for it. Take the action step. Get out there and look at houses. Judy thought this was crazy because she just had this tunnel vision of, I can't get a house because it's going to be more than $500 a month. But her coach encouraged her to look anyway. And she did. She followed her coach. If you're going to hire a coach, pay for a coach, it's probably wise to take their guidance. So, after only 2 weeks, which is incredibly fast, Judy found her dream home. She called her coach and she was ecstatic and she added in, but it's $900 a month rent and there's no way that I can afford it. Had Judy been on her own, that would have been the end of it. And to this day, she still might be living in that tiny one-bedroom apartment. Her coach, on the other hand, knew the language. Remember the success language? She knew the mindset, the right thoughts to think, and she knew the proper questions to ask. So the coach asked Judy, if you did not know it was impossible and you really thought there was a chance, what would you do? At first, Judy just really could hardly comprehend the question because it was so out of her thinking realm. But after a week or so, she thought to herself, okay, What would I do if I thought it was possible to get that house? And, when you ask a question, you will get the answer. It will come maybe through a poem, a book, a billboard, the radio. I don't know how it's going to come, but it will come. The idea just dropped into her mind, and she had the idea that she would write a letter to the owner and explain her situation. In her letter, Judy described 40 things she personally would do to improve the home if the owner would provide the materials if she could rent for $500 a month. What a clever idea. 3 weeks later, she got a call from the homeowner and he said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but something in your letter just won't leave me alone. I want to expand on this because this is how dreams work. We vision it out and we start attracting opportunities and situations and circumstances. And here is this man starting to participate in Judy's dream. He had several full $900 a month rent offers, and he wasn't taking them. Why? Because he said, something in your letter just won't leave me alone. He got drawn into Judy's dream. And so he said, here's the deal. You sign a contract outlining what you will do every quarter, and I'll let you live in the house for 1 year for $500 a month. And so Judy called her coach and she said, I'm moving in 30 days. I am going to have my dream home. Love that story so much. And it actually isn't the end of the story. Over the course of the year, Judy did everything she promised the owner that she would do, and she was able to continue renting. But after 3 years, Judy bought that house. Her dream had come true, and she learned a new way of thinking thanks to her coach. That new way of brave thinking also got her a new career. Judy started her own home based business, and she got to spend more time with her children while her income soared. Her life had a whole new meaning with one decision, and that decision was taking the Dream Builder program and having a one on one coach. So, what about you and your dreams? It starts with making a decision. It starts by saying to yourself, today is the day I'm going after my dream. I'm going to say no to all the doubts and all the reasons why it won't work. And I'm going to say yes to new possibilities and new opportunities. So you're deciding for new results. Go ahead and read this screen. I love this screen because I am always amazed that I can read it perfectly. It just kind of baffles me that most people can read this, even though it's mistyped horribly. Now, I want to relate this to your dream. So we have our word, we know the beginning letter, and we know the ending letter. And in the middle, it's all mixed up, it's all jumbled up, it's all in disarray. Doesn't matter. We can still read the word. Now, let's go to our dream. We know the beginning because it's right where we are right now. We know the end because we just did that mini vision. So we know where we want to end up, and we do not know what's in the middle. We don't know what's in the gap between where we are and where we're going. It doesn't matter. We're still going to figure it out, and we're still going to get there. Hope you like that analogy. So where you are now and where you would love to be, and in the middle we have the how. I don't know how that's going to happen. How is this ever going to work out? There's the whininess in that. We're going to put a strike through the how because The how will reveal itself as soon as you take an action step. If you just get one action step going, you're in a different place. You're not where you used to be doing nothing. And so in that different place, you see different stuff. New ideas show up. It's the beauty of dream building. Yes, it is. We're moving on to the last key of today, and that is befriending your fear. We all know when we do something new, fear comes up. It's just the way things work. My granddaughter was in a spelling bee, and she's done a lot of things, gymnastics and all different sorts of competition. And when she was going to the spelling bee, she told her mom, my stomach feels funny. And my daughter explained to her, well, it's because this is something new, it's something different, and you're feeling a little nervous in your stomach, and most people feel it in their stomach. So so glad that she was able to identify that for my granddaughter. And I just want to tell you, she won that spelling bee. There were 18 children in it. So she won the third grade spelling bee. So we just want to be aware that there is fear that is more than likely going to come up, but we're not going to let it stop us. We're going to befriend it. We're going to notice it and talk to it. Yes, we're going to make it our friend. When we decide for a dream, there's a part of us that says, yes, I'm going for this dream. I'm doing this thing. And then what happens is our patterns start to come forth. They get alerted and alarmed, and they start talking to us. And so we might hear a lot of nasty voices. I want you to be aware of that because it is going to happen. There's just no way around it. And I don't want the nasty voices to stop you. So here are some of the things you might hear. Yeah, right. That isn't going to happen. You want that new car. No, that isn't going to happen. You're just not going to get it. Okay. So you're going to say, that's right. Dawn talked about that. I'm not believing you. My goal is to get that car. I love that car. I drove that car. That car is mine. So change your thinking. Here's another one. How are you ever going to do that? Where will you find the time, and how are you going to get the money? Where is the money going to come from? These nasty voices are coming from your paradigms. Our paradigms are a combination of our patterns and our beliefs all rolled up. And they are definitely going to come forth when we start to make changes. I want to talk about some very common patterns that I see. It's going to raise your awareness about these patterns if they come up as you move forward towards your dream. The first one is the pattern of delay. I see this all the time. I'll present something to someone, and they'll say, oh, it's summertime now and the kids are home. Let's wait till the kids are in school. Well, the kids get in school, and then their neighbor is going to move, and then they say, oh, you know what? I got to help my neighbor move. After I get my neighbor moved, then I'll do that thing. Then they get the neighbor moved, and you check in with them, and they're like, you know what? Thanksgiving is coming, and then Christmas, and let's wait till there's always a reason for this person to delay because they are stuck in the pattern of delay. They always put things off. This is so insidious. It's crazy how people do this, and it keeps them stuck. It keeps them right where they are because they never move forward on stuff. They just don't. Another paradigm I see is the pattern of shame. You don't have the money for that. That's so irresponsible. How could you should really give it to the poor instead of buying a car? I mean, you're going to get all these shameful thoughts. And these things that come up in your thoughts, like these shaming thoughts. This is where the compassion key technique comes in, because we're going to go in and clear out those shame-based thinking, those shame-based traumas. We don't want those running and operating at all. And the compassion key technique is so effective at getting rid of those old, stored, harmful emotions. The last pattern I want to talk about is the I'm not good enough pattern. You think, well, I never went to college, so I don't think I can get that thing over there. Or whatever, the thing is that you don't feel good enough. Oh, I did horrible in high school and I'm never going to be able to figure that out. Whatever it is, recognize, oh my gosh, that's a pattern. And so write down the pattern, let me know about the pattern, and we will dissolve the pattern and heal all the emotions that created the pattern. So there's a part of you who wants to go after this, and there's a part of you that is afraid to fail. Nobody likes to fail, but have we all failed? Yes, we have. No one escapes it. When we were babies, we were looking around at all the people walking on, the floor with their feet, and we wanted to be up like the big people. And so eventually we pull ourselves up onto something and we attempt to walk. More than likely, we fell down. But we didn't give up. No, we wanted to walk. So we just kept working at it. This is the attitude we want to take. We want to keep rising up and keep going. We learn to walk by falling down. There are lots of infamous people that have failed, and sometimes the fear and the failure just are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. Yes. So when the voice of doubt questions you and asks, what if you fail? Let your response be, I might fail, but if I do, I will rise up and keep going and I will succeed. Befriend your fear. You can do it. Parts of you want to go forward, and parts of you want to stay where you are, stay where it's comfortable, even though it's not exactly what you want. There's more that you want. You're comfortable. In the middle, we have fear. We're going to put a strike through the fear, just like we did the how. Now, fear might not be as easy to just say, no, I'm not feeling that fear, because sometimes it's just going to overtake you. That's when we have a conversation with fear. And up, there's a train going by. You might hear the train whistle. And so what we can do is use a technique that my coach, Mary Morrissey, taught us. And that is to say to the fear, you know what, fear, I see you. I'm going to make an appointment with you for 3 days. So today is Thursdays, or no, today's Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So on Saturday, put in your date book at 11 o'clock or whatever time it works, appointment with fear. And then when the fear rises up, you say, you know what? Remember, we have an appointment on Saturday. Now, when Saturday comes, you'll look at your date book and maybe you'll think, what on earth is this appointment? Or maybe you still have some fear hanging out, whichever. You have had the conversation with fear and you've quelled it. That's the thing that we want to do. We want to bring the fear level down. Excuse me. There are two companions that fear has. Usually doubt and worry come right along right with it. And we want to do the same thing with those two. And instead, we want to take an action step. We want to put our attention on our dream and take an action step. So I'm going to invite you to write down an action step that you can take to get you closer to your dream. Just take 20 or 25 seconds and write that down. Go ahead. Okay, now pick a date and a time for your action step. This will hold yourself accountable. So go ahead and put it in your date book. This is a promise to yourself that you're going to do this thing. Progress is more important than perfection because perfection doesn't exist. Even the smallest step toward your dream will make a difference. The key is to do what you can with what you have from where you are. And this is brave thinking tool number 3. It's 3 parts. So do what you can with what you have from where you are. Maybe you don't have the resources to do an action step. Then don't pick that action step. Pick one that doesn't cost anything. There's absolutely something that you could do that doesn't cost money. It will get you out of the spot that you're in into a new spot. So brave thinking tool number 3 is do what you can with what you have from where you are. The choices and the actions you take today are ultimately who you become tomorrow. And why is that? Because as you go through this whole process, you change. We have to change. We have to change stuff because that's how we get to somewhere new. Lots of stuff changes. If that makes sense. So the 3 keys: designing your dream, deciding for your dream, befriending your fear. And now as we come, oh, I want to say this to you. You are worthy of your dream and a life you love. You know, there's some might be some nasty voices come up and say, "Oh, you're not good enough to have that. You don't deserve that," and all that junk. Don't believe it. Just come back to, I am worthy of this dream. I am worthy of a life that I love. Just go back to the phrases, change the thinking. Go back to the phrases that lead you to your dream, not the ones that kill your dream. Yes. So now I want to talk about the gift I have for you. It's a special gift for those of you who are ready to take action on your dream to work with me. Each week, I schedule time for visioning sessions. These are 45 to 60-minute Zoom calls where we're going to get more clear on the other realms of your life, the 4 areas. We're going to get clear on those. And so that one-to-one session is $250, but I'm offering it for free. I give my visioning sessions for free. Gives you a chance to know me better. I get to know you better. We'll find out if we're a good fit for each other and if you want to move forward with the 12-week Dream Builder program. So go ahead and just email me and we'll get you scheduled if you're ready for that. And I'm going to stop sharing because I'm done with the PowerPoint. Okay, great. Remember, as you walk back into your life, know that what is inside of you is far greater than any challenge that you are facing. You have incredible power within you. This is your moment. This is your day to take bold action and know that I believe you can. I didn't come this far to only come this far, did you? If life is still breathing you, life is not done with you yet because something magnificent is happening with you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.